knowing that people are outside kitchen window. But the Jaeger's rotating away, and it seems like, even though Ground Zero has control of Sunrise, they aren't too worried about the pulse. They are holding the cross angles,
The
but
Mozzie, I just realized the Mozzie is in office.
yeah, the Mozzie and the Jaeger are both on the south side of the map with Pulse by himself. The Doc is holding Cool Vibes, watching for a cross though, and the Jaeger gets the frag onto the Ash through the long haul. Very nice shot from the Jaeger. With the Ash going down early in the round, that's a lot of your pushing potential just gone. So, minute and a half left in the round, and really nothing besides the Ash getting picked. But the Habana does jump into kitchen, trying to push out this pulse. Still, though, they're not really. Oh, and the Habana gets the flank onto the Jaeger, taking him out of the round now. Minute left, and 4v4, and not much has really occurred in the round besides the small little kills. And the Pulse gets the frag onto the Habana now, putting it into a 4 versus 2, with the Nomad also getting fragged out. The Mozzie getting her. Now, with Ground Zero being in the 4 versus 2, still down in Sunrise with the Diffuser. No push on the site yet. Smoke is getting tagged a bit, 50 HP. Oh,
And
now very low. And the Doc gets the frag onto the sledge, so leaving the IQ in a 1 versus 4. Pretty much a 1 versus 3 though, with the smoke being very low, but he is getting stimmed up now, so 1 versus 4 again. 20 seconds left. Not looking too hopeful inside of Ground Zero here. Claymore does go down on the Sunrise door, but with such little time, Claymore does actually get a kill onto the Pulse, opens up the door, and the Doc gets the kill onto the IQ, ending the round going 5-3 now in favor of Plague.
at first I was kind of confused how like Plague were playing it, but then after I got like a full layout of where everyone was playing.
By the way,
Yeah.
Seabass, your stream went down.
Stream went down.
Yeah. Oh, it's back up now.
Back up. Okay. There you go. Okay. But yeah, what I was saying is like at first I was like kind of confused how like Plague were playing it, but after I got full layout of how they were doing it, it kind of made sense to me. So where the Pulse was playing in kitchen, right? First off, it gives intel from above, right? But
Yeah.
then the Jaeger was kind of rotating from lobby to security side, and then the Mozzie was in office. So really, what can happen is that like Mozzie can go help the Jaeger, Jaeger can go help the Mozzie, and then Jaeger and Pulse can like help each other out. So it's kind of like, honestly, maybe also adding Doc to it because he was on Cool Vibes, so he can also give support to the Pulse and the Mozzie as well. If you know what I'm talking about. Like usually in soccer, there's like a thing called a triangle, and those three people they like support each other and all that. So it's something similar, but in Rainbow.
Yeah, which that's one thing that I have noticed from both teams is on their defensive rounds, their roamers are not working together too well at all. If either team chose to just kind of hard push out one roamer, yeah, it might, end up with the attackers taking a little bit of damage, but, that Pulse was by himself. And if they would have pushed
And they
him
for sure
out,
droned him
then
out multiple times.
yeah, exactly, and they knew he was by himself. So if they would have been able to just push him out, then it would have put them in such a better position. And just trying to clear out the roamers, the attackers were not doing it efficiently at all. And because of that, they got penalized for it, and now it's 5-3.
So same setup here. Besides, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, and
one
we are
upstairs. That's
seeing,
different, but
we do it, yes. Which this is after the last time with Ground Zero just taking full control of up top. We do see the Jaeger of NRC rotating back up, or rotating upstairs now, and gets picked off on his rotation back downstairs. The Jaeger already out of the round, only half a minute or 40 seconds now into the round. That was a good frag from the sledge, actually. Catching the Jaeger on his rotation, just eliminating all the roamers now besides the few, close roams that they do have going on in the first floor. So once again, Ground Zero just has pretty much full control of upstairs, minute into the round, and it's not looking good for Plague so far this round. Now we do see, however, the IQ did get tagged a little bit. She is around 25 HP. Not sure if that came from just an angle that she was holding and just somebody contested it and shot her up a bit. But that's definitely going to, with especially with the smoke in play, going to be pretty scary for her. That if one of those canisters come out on top of her, she's not going to make it out alive. But we do already see a minute 20 left in the round. Once again, the sledge is opening up above, and it's going to expose the Maestro, but Maestro is not letting go. He is just holding office, backing up to a better position where he can hold the holes in the roof. But we do see the IQ at the Sunrise door now, looking like they are going to try and take control
Only
of
one in
Sunrise
sight right
again.
now.
Which, yeah, we do only see the Wamai in the site. If Ground Zero figures this out, there is the cross angles from the Sunrise big door, but with now smoke rotating in behind the bar,
Ooh.
and will actually smoke his teammate and do a little bit of damage to the Wamai. The sledge getting lit up a tiny bit, going down 25 HP, but it's not going to be enough, really. We do see Mozzie getting the frag onto the gridlock, taking her out. Smoke canister coming out
There's
with
bomb
20
as well.
seconds left. We do see now Sledge getting the pick onto the Wamai, and right there, the smoke refragging it. IQ very low, can't push into the smoke, but the Habana's going to go in. Ash has Diffuser, however, and Diffuser, Habana getting fragged out now, and Diffuser just does not seem to be on site. And it rotates in the last
I think the
second.
biggest problem right there, which could have went for GZ, is if they would have had the diffuser rotate around instead of taking cool vibes.
Yeah, and that was the one thing. Right there, Ground Zero, they didn't have a good control of site, but they had a control of site nonetheless in the small little corner that they had. But without having that diffuser on site, it put them in a really bad spot, and the Habana ended up overextending behind the bar, and then she got killed, and with the IQ being so low, not being able to cover, it just was poorly executed there on Ground Zero's part, and now because of it, Plague is up 6-3, and it is now match point on map 1
A Goyo is being brought out from Plague.
on the
service.
kitchen hold, which is it's
I'm
gonna be
interested. Actually, they might be holding a 90 with the Goyo. So there could be two Goyos up in 90, maybe a Wamai also playing around that as well. That's what I'm assuming.
yeah, and the Goyos most likely a lot of Goyo shields are really good at wasting time when it comes to people pushing site later in the round or even during the round. So I would not be surprised if the shields actually do come out somewhere near Sunrise, or not Sunrise, sorry, Service entrance. But
Wamai
I
and
do
Goyo
believe
are
you are
rotating
right.
right now, so
Exactly,
looks
with
like,
the Goyo heading upstairs. Running the same rotation into that wall.
both teams have done this now. I mean,
Yes,
I know we did
and
it, but I'm not sure if that just influenced that anything or not. But I mean,
the
that's a
only
question we can
difference
ask.
that I do notice with this, however, is the fact that the hatch and penthouse is now reinforced instead of opened up. What that is leading me to believe is Plague is not thinking that they are going to hold up top the entire time. They're just the Wamai just up there really to waste time. Reinforcing that hatch is very important with how they're holding it, because with that rotation, if that hatch gets opened up, that rotation's useless. Somebody could just hold that rotation from the hatch, and that's a hard angle to try and win. But we do see the Wamai rotating down, and there was a Goyo shield at 90, which you were correct about that. And Goyo is holding there,
So
with
our
the Jaeger
second
also
Goyo
playing
is placed
nearby.
right on the door. Probably just to waste time.
Yeah, so we do see the smoke playing inside of bathroom, which the IQ knows this and is looking through the drone hole to see if she can get a, early kill onto him. But a lot of time already being used.
A minute into the
just like,
round, I have not seen any attackers enter yet.
yeah,
Unless I'm
it's
wrong.
definitely going pretty slow in. Every round so far has been pretty slow.
Apparently, there's being server issues right now.
Yeah, I do see that up in the top right. The server does look like.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Yeah, I mean it's really bad. It's still going.
What's the pings looking like?
Attackers have dropped the bomb.
So it's not the pings. So a rehost
Yeah.
is being
Attackers have
called,
recovered their
but
I think we should do it. Should we ask Spotted?
spotted. What do you want to do with this? Because
It's
they
kind of
like
far into the round,
that's what I
though.
was about to say. They called the rehost like after a minute into the round, but no, don't say it like that. That
Well,
sounds
I'm
really
just gonna
bad.
like keep going, you know. But Sledge entering site right now.
Yeah, so we do see the sledge pushing on, just trying to utilize it, downing the mice show and getting the kill onto him. Putting into a 4 versus 3. Now going down to a 2 versus 3 already, with 2 frags coming out from the attackers.
All they need to do is
leaving
rotate that
the Jaeger,
diffuser over, and they can probably get plant on.
yeah, and the Jaeger gets the frag onto the sledge that was. With diffuser rotating onto site now, Jaeger gets the down and kill onto the diffuser now, putting Plague in a 2 versus 1. The Habana left by herself upstairs, not even with her team, and she gets killed, ending the game, or ending this map, going in favor of Plague. Last round definitely was
Oh
pretty
wait.
tough for the attackers.
I was like, yo,
with the lag.
rehost, but they won. But yeah, no. Either way, that probably did hurt both sides. I'd say, you know, it's server issues are equally hurting, but it does favor the defenders.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely. So talking about that match real quick, Vertical definitely, doing very well in that match. 17-4 coming out from him. He definitely was just kind of walking around and doing whatever he wanted, and it was working. Uh, Seeing them win, what was it, 6-3, 6-4, and
all right, so I'm
Plague
assuming
definitely was more dominant in that match.
I'm assuming what I'll do is I'll just restart it.
Invite them.
Are they playing their other game?
They're going to. They were see us talking game and tell them that they
I don't
thought
have
that
in-game.
they had to leave for the rehost.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Same fortune. What I think is if the servers are, I mean, I'd say Spy to make the last call, but I think if the servers are bad for the first 2 rounds of the next match, maybe we just wait and see if tomorrow will work.
Critical. Yeah, the Ground Zero needs to rejoin, so if you want to send them that invite.
I sent Fortune. I'll do it one more time.
Are you not able to talk in game?
No, it does not work for me.
Can you type and say they
Yeah.
probably left because rehost? Yeah, they get the win. They get the win for that round. So you need to tell them. Yeah, so it is Plague already 1-0 in the series. Not really sure where Ground Zero went.
I think they were wanting to play it a different day because it's late. I could be wrong.
Now, the one thing that, I mean, obviously, Spotted gone.
I think he's gonna talk with them. Going into that round, I mean, besides we just have to look past like the server issues, stuff happens like that. But
yeah, which it definitely was unfortunate because, like they actually did say in game, it with server issues like that, it definitely is very difficult for the attackers to do anything, and it definitely leans in favor of the defenders because with server issues, it wastes a lot of time.
it does, because it pushes them back.
Exactly, and so the thing is, especially with Plague being in the match point situation and on defense, because of it worked out in their favor, but it definitely does hurt for Ground Zero as with it being the last round.
I mean, we could ask Spotted, but
It's not being rehosted.
no,
The rehost
no.
it started lagging too late into the round. It
Okay.
was more than 30 seconds.
Can you imagine though if that happened to us? Like we were on attack, and like we just couldn't enter the building. That's
Don't talk about the we stream.
I'm sorry. My bad. Alright, going back into it.
Yeah, so we are waiting to see if Ground Zero does rejoin. They were, you might want to tell Vertical in Game Seabass that they might be that they're talking to Spotted right now, because they might play on a different note, which definitely is not the most ideal situations for any team. But if that is the case, then we can pull Vertical in here and do kind of like a post first match interview.
Yeah,
Since he was
I think we can do that for sure.
Yeah, especially with him being 17 and 4, I believe it was.
Is he also the
going
IGL for Plague?
I do not know. He's the team captain. I know that.
Okay,
But
well, it's even better. I was pretty. I mean, I would say in the beginning I was very impressed with like Plague's attacks, just like the way they were like, taking the map. I mean, like obviously all teams make mistakes, and that's why some teams lose maps or rounds. But I do. I mean, I do, like all teams. Like you don't have to always have a guy by you, but I feel like if you see like someone important, like a pulse, you should put more manpower on that instead of one guy.
definitely, yeah.
And so that
I think one of the biggest things from Ground Zero's, perspective kind of the match, one of the things that I saw was Plague was definitely just way, more like, I guess, communicated and kind of like, they were working better as a team compared to Ground Zero. They were just more efficient and effective of everything that they were pretty much doing. And because of it, they ended up taking map 1. What's up, Spotted?
See you. Basically, they just kind of left.
Oh.
They thought they were only playing one of their games today,
Oh.
not the whole best of 3. But
I was not notified of that. That was all.
the issue right now is that play can only play today.
Okay, that is an issue.
And
My question is, which way are we looking at it? Is it fair to have a best of 3 match be played over multiple days, or is it?
my thing is like I give like teams like 2 things. Like they could either spread their games out if they want, is up to them though, or they could just do it all in one day. I prefer everyone does it all in one day.
Yeah, definitely.
Because the VODs look kind of stupid if they're spread out. They're supposed to play it all one day, and it doesn't look like either team agreed to do. Well, one team saying that they didn't agree to do it all in one day. The other team is saying they didn't agree to only do one game. So, and I haven't got like any response from the other team at all.
Yeah, I know Vertical was messaging somebody from Ground Zero to kind of figure out what was going on.
I thought they all left just for a rehost, but
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, but
Well, I don't know why they would leave the whole game for that though.
well, I mean, we thought at first they were just leaving because the rehost, but then they never got back on.
Let me see if they got any contact with them yet.
Yeah. So guys, pretty much they're trying to sort all that stuff out. Map 1 did go to Plague. I'm not sure if Map 2 is going to end up being played tonight or if it's going to be postponed to another time. But yeah, definitely, if it is only going to be the one match, it would be pretty nice to get Vertical in here and kind of talk to him, with him being the, top frag of that match, and definitely was just kind of the MVP of that game, with him doing a lot of the work for Play Gaming that match. It definitely would be nice to kind of talk to him, figure out what went well for his team and what he think they did better than what Ground Zero was doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to see if I can get Vertical in here to do
Okay.
that.
One thing I did like though from like Plague again, they weren't just on one site. Yeah, if I'm correct on that, right? They were just on one site. No, they were not. They went through different ones. But one, I think the way they played it was for sure different. That doesn't make sense. Oh, back racks. Play game.
All right, so Vertical will be joining shortly. He
Okay.
said that he just kind of, fix all the stuff that's kind of being said right now.
Okay. Yeah, there's stuff
Definitely is
happening.
starting to get pretty heated.
Yeah.
between-
But one thing's for sure, the vote was correct, I guess. At least for now.
Okay, so now that hello Vertical. So after the first match, I do see things kind of getting a little they're kind of escalating into heated measures. So we're just gonna take our focus off of that, and just sit down real quick and kind of talk to you about a few things that happened in the match. So the first thing is obviously you were doing very well that match. You were 17-4 in for map 1. And just kind of were like able to do whatever you really wanted, and it was working very well for you. So with that being said, what was it that you guys as Plague was doing that was making you guys, I guess, better than Ground Zero in the Coastline match, that you guys were just able to pretty much dominate majority of the rounds that you guys won?
In the first 3 rounds, like it was our comms were really great. Like there's no point in the match where I felt like the comms were too crowded or where I didn't know what was happening. Like I'm IGL for Plague, so I was able to like manage to like put my team in the right path, and then we won our 3 first rounds, which gave us a confidence boost. And like, okay, after we won those 3 rounds, we've watched VODs before of Ground Zero, and we knew they were an emotional team. So we got those 3 rounds. I'm guessing we got in their heads, and they're like, "Shit, like
War
what
of
are we gonna do
attrition,
now?"
yeah.
Yeah, like shit, what are we gonna do now? Then they won 2 rounds against us, and we said,
Definitely,
"Okay, they won the last 2 rounds. Let's let that in the past. Let's focus on now." And then the last round, next thing you know, me and Asian are down. I think it was 4-2 people, and I just got the refrag on my teammate NRC. And then I killed the other person. Next thing I know, I killed the doc, and now we're in a 2v1. It was just like that. We win that round. We're 4-2 on the attack half. We go into the defense. We lose our first round. We're like, okay, no, let's try a different site. That didn't work. We had a little miscommunication in the pick phase. I was supposed to be playing the Pulse,
Okay,
but
gotcha.
it said I picked Doc because I wanted the 6 pick to him, right?
Yeah.
And then my teammate accidentally picked Bandit, and he was supposed to pick someone else. So then T6. So
gotcha.
that was a mess. But we played with it. We got our picks. We played well, and we went back to the site where we played wrong, and we fixed our problems and just won the round.
Yeah, and that was actually, you brought up something that me and Gambo definitely did. We talked about it a few times. You like as Plague, you guys just seemed a lot more well communicated and together compared to Ground Zero in that match. There was a lot of times where, I mean, the one thing that was pretty big was the roamers kind of were like separate when it was both teams. But you guys just kind of worked really well when it came to actually, being there for the refrags and, being effective with how you push stuff out. So it definitely did look very, well and, pretty, oh God, pretty, I guess better to say the least, from you guys' side. So now the other question is obviously, like I said, you did really well that match. You went 17-4.
Thank you.
Was it because of your team supporting you? Was it because you were just having a really good game compared to, playing up against Ground Zero? Or like what kind of like influenced, I guess, you when you ended up actually doing really well?
Okay, so I think it was a mix of both. Like I was like not I was missing like a few of my shots. Like I know a couple times I could have killed people a lot faster, and I feel like I could have played better a few times. I
Yeah.
was like kind of out of it, and like the few rounds that we lost, I was out of it.
Mhm.
But for example, the first 3 or 2 rounds, I killed the Jaeger and Mozzie downstairs both
Yeah,
times.
very fast on the
Yeah,
roam clear down
and that
there.
was just because I was on drone. I saw the Jaeger, and then my teammate died to the Mozzie, gave me a call out, and then someone else was like hopped onto that call out, droned him out, found him out, gave me pings, tell me where he was, and I just shot. I just saw where he is, and I took him out. And
Yeah.
on that first round where it was like me and Shui in the end,
Hmm.
like I have to say that Shui, that's probably the best play I've ever seen from him. He played it like exceptionally. Like if you saw in the
Yeah.
chat, Asian said, "Wow, Chewie actually did
Yeah, we
something."
saw that.
Just
Yeah.
a few banter, yeah.
Which, yeah, you like I said, that goes back to with you guys being very well communicated. And somebody was going for a plant, the other person was covering, and like you guys just everything that you did was as a team, and
Yeah.
because of that, I mean, you guys won 7-3. So,
Yeah, I
um,
I couldn't have done
yeah,
anything without them. They gave me
definitely,
everything
yeah,
I needed.
yeah, and that's what a team's all about.
Yeah.
I think I do have one question. It's more of like it was kind of for both teams that like I was wondering for this. Now it's mainly for that kitchen site, right? And usually you always see people reinforce all of freezer. And I mean, unless this happened in like a pro league game or
Yeah.
like another team, but I know like last time we played like Cosign, we had something similar like that where we just like kind of opened up like that side so we can have our roamers rotate back just in case if it's a rush or something.
Oh, like in the
Yeah,
freezer
was that
where
something
they
that
had the impact. They
was
had
that?
the impact.
Well, I think they had impact, but did you have that as well? Where you had
Oh,
like a
we didn't play
They
kitchen.
they never played kitchen.
they did
It was
not.
But
Ground Zero that played
I'll
kitchen.
tell you this. I knew they were gonna run that strat. We did our research before we played the game. We knew what they were gonna run. We knew that they were gonna play Wamai with all of his Wamais and Aqua when they played Hookah, so we knew not to push Aqua.
Mhm.
Like we did our research. We know what we're going up
Nice.
Yeah,
against.
good VOD review
Good
before
VOD.
the match, and
Good
it
Yeah,
prep
so
definitely
work.
does help.
we kind of avoided areas that like that. Like, and when we cleared upstairs, if you saw me on sledge, I would open up the floorboard exactly where I knew that rotated us, and I pinched them out.
Yeah,
And next thing I knew, my teammates took them out. I gave the call on the bandit. Chewy took him out. Demonic took out the rest, and it was just a quick round.
Okay, so good prep
yeah,
work. Good prep work.
yeah, definitely. So from what it looks like, Ground Zero has roughly 7 minutes to rejoin. Otherwise, it will be a forfeit.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it for the interview, unless if Gambo has any other questions or if you have anything that you want to say
No.
before.
All right.
But so, I guess I'll let you join back with your team. If they join back in the next 7 minutes, then we'll have match two on what theme park? Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they don't join back, then you guys advance on to the next round. So
Thank you.
if they end up playing, good luck, have fun in your next match, and if not, GG's and congrats on the
All
win.
right. Thank you.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah,
See ya.
Have a good day.
definitely. Yeah, thanks, you too, man.
Yeah, the 7 minute timer I just started, by the way. So yeah.
I have my
Oh,
down
yours?
here.
Oh, okay. So I'll just have mine then.
So everyone who's watching, by 11:30, if Ground Zero does not rejoin the match, because of rules 1 through 10 for the league, it will be counted as a forfeit, and Play Gaming will get a win, and not have to worry about playing the other map or two maps if it tied 1-1. So we're just pretty much waiting now. If they join, we'll have another match. If we do not join, then that will be the only match for tonight. And
Damn.
yeah,
I'm just reading the chat. It's just.
I know it's bad.
Just like it's water. Speeding. But yeah, no, really, I didn't really have any more questions. I said probably most of the stuff I wanted to on stream. Like I know I just said bits and pieces. It's just I was just looking how the guys were playing. I can get an alpha back. But yeah, honestly, I kind of do want to see a second match. I just more games are fun. I wouldn't want to see a forfeit on the second game day. I mean, I guess we can take this as a break, maybe. Like, I can just mute my mic and we can just. I mean, you should get a drink. Yeah. Well, as of now, I know personally, I'm gonna just mute my mic. It's gonna be a little break period, and if anything pops up, I'll come back.
So chat, how's everything going for you guys?
I'm back. Well, I mean, we could talk about the other game days that are going to be coming up. I believe Swift versus KZ, and also Next Esports versus Kinetics. Right? Yes. Right? Am I right? I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. Those are the next play days.
Yeah, so that the next match is this coming Monday on the 20th. Yeah, the 20th. And it will be Kinetics versus Swift, which I do believe the matches have already. Yeah, so it's going to be first map on Clubhouse, second map on Consulate, and third map, if it comes to it, on Villa as the decider.
I'm excited.
I'm definitely excited to watch it. It's between two good teams, and in the match, I'm assuming it's going to be more lenient towards people thinking that Swift is going to win over Kinetics. But Kinetics 100% has a shot at winning it. Definitely, they are a very good team, and they have a lot of good potential and can definitely, even though with being the underdogs, definitely still can, perform a major upset and beat Swift and, progress into the next round, which we'll be playing up against next, aka us.
Yeah, Next Generation. There's two different. Next Generation is, one roster, and Next Esports is the second roster. The only difference is one is signed with the org, and the other one's just there playing. That's just the really only difference there. See, the thing about the info I know about Next Esports and Kinetics is that they have scrimmed before, and I'm not sure if this is correct or not, but I believe Next Esports has won most of their scrims against them. I don't know, but it's also scrim, so you can't really count that because anything like happens in a scrim, you might be trying out something stupid, just to see if it works or not, or something that's non-meta, things like that. So scrims don't really count, but that's really the only information I have against them. But honestly, I don't know who's gonna win that match. I'm gonna say it's gonna be close. That's what I think. Next Esports has two new members. I believe they're named Flop and Expiry. Expiry did play with us this week. They played with us this week because one of our guys were off on vacation, and I think he did exceptionally well with us, especially being a new player. I think he used his utility quite well, and I think he did his job. So I can't wait for next Esports versus Kinetics. What? Not Kinetics. Necros. There you go. Necros. I always mix up those guys. Kinetics is going against Swift. KZ.
Oh, thanks, Andrew. I'm sorry that my mic's bad.
You know, actually, I want to think about this. So I know we're like talking about who's gonna win their next matches, but who do you think is gonna win their next? So let's say we just, I don't know, use your
Yeah,
brains.
which sorry to cut you
Yeah,
off
what's up?
there, Gambo, but it is now 11:30 Eastern. So um, because of that, Play Gaming now officially gets the win. Ground Zero taking it kind of in a rough way, but it's how I mean the rules state with it. It sucks for everybody involved. I know Plague was excited to be able to play in the matches, and Ground Zero it was miscommunicated, and because of it, and kind of like the poor way that everybody is handling it. Plague does get the win now, and that is pretty much it for tonight. So GG's to Plague. It like I said, it definitely does suck for Ground Zero,
Mm-hmm.
but rules are rules, and if you be lenient one time, then everyone else is going to be expecting you to be like that to them. So matches have to be played in one night unless it's talked about before and decided. And if a situation like this does occur, there has to definitely
GG's, it was
be
fun. Very tough second map, but hey,
what?
Second game.
Yeah.
at the end we
Jeez.
pulled through. I'd like to thank my teammates
Sorry,
and
Vertical
fans
is
and thank the
talking.
It's actually
great
it's Asian.
ambassadors.
They almost had us in the second map.
Just say lol. Just say lol. Just say lol. That's all you gotta say there. But yeah, so it's one of
Alright,
the things.
GG guys,
It's
let's
just
see
how
next
it
time.
is, and GG's to everyone that played. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it for tonight.
All right. Well, I guess we're just gonna wrap it up right now. So this is Seabass and Lodi. We are gonna go to bed or chill.
All right, see you
All right,
guys.
see you guys.